talking on mute.
Good afternoon, sir.
Guys, can you hear me? I did not get any feedback from anyone.
Sir.
Or maybe
Yes,
mine.
sir.
Probably you are speaking, but I am connected to my Bluetooth, most likely. No, it is not. Okay, let me check my volume. Oh, it's muted. Yeah, I think I should be able to hear you now. Guys, how was the exam? The quiz yesterday? Could you answer all the questions? Sorry?
We could answer it after the quiz was over.
One second. Let us hear one by one. Khushbu, what are you saying?
I said we solved the Excel sheet after the quiz was over.
You solved it, right? I mean, that's the great thing. I mean, as long as you solve it and you are able to solve it, whether the quiz is over or not over, right? You got to learn something, isn't it? It is important to learn. I mean, end of the day, what do you need? You need to know Excel. Right? Agar quiz khatam ho gaya to ho jane do. And you can
mark also important, sir.
Yeah, so if you did not answer the entire Excel sheet in the quiz, then I would suggest that you go back and do the entire thing, right? After the quiz is over, at least you try and solve it. So I haven't checked your marks because I'll have to write an Excel formula to compare your answers to the right answer. So which I haven't done because except 3 or 4 questions, the rest all are free fields. So I have to go and check the answers. But I see one was showing.
So it was showing, the score was showing there.
The score was showing only for the initial 4 questions, right? The first section.
No, so it was for the entire. It was out of 12. That's why we thought. That's what we thought.
Arey Baba, no. What are you saying, guys? Guys, you need to understand that this is not how Google works, right? In Google, if you have a quiz of 11 questions, there are 11 questions, right? There are 11 questions. 11 questions, if I remember correctly. So out of 11 questions, I think 4 questions were from this line intersection and all that, LPP part. So whatever score you got is a score out of that 4. Are you guys thinking that you got 4 or 3 or 2 in the quiz?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Jump, and you can stand up and jump right now in your chairs. No, sorry, that is not the case, because all the other answers that you entered have to be evaluated. Now, because Google, the form, it gives you the right answers only for those 4. So the score is only for the 4. Yeah? कल से खाए नहीं हो क्या तुम लोग? Because of this. Huh? So your score is not that bad. Your score is not that bad. So I'm going to write a formula and compare your answers to the actual answer. And then, of course, I'll give you marks, right? So whatever mark you get will be in addition to what the quiz showed you. Right, guys? Huh? Subhajit, ab to muskura do. Subhajit Mukherjee, why are you so tense? Class hai. Tense होने की जरूरत नहीं है, right?
As well as say रहता है sir.
Is it? Okay. So we'll treat you properly once you come back to the campus. Don't worry.
Actually, few of us got happy because all got 3. So if it's a relative margin, then all will get the full marks.
Oh, okay. No. I mean, even if I have a marking scheme, it will never be the case that everybody gets 3 in that quiz. That's not possible. Anyway, so today what I'm going to do is we're going to work on one more LPP example, but we will solve that in Excel, not in graphical method. Okay? But important thing here is to learn how to convert a question, LPP question, into LPP formulation. Because if you don't get the formulation right, you cannot solve it using Excel or graph or any other means, right? So I still feel that you guys have difficulty in identifying what is X and what is Y in a given question, right? Constraints probably, because once you identify the X and Y, I think constraints will become easier. But students have challenged in identifying, So let us go and see this question. Let me show it to you. All right, so here's the question. ये रहा आपके स्क्रीन पर, like Amitabh Bachchan says, isn't it? Yeah, let's so who is the fastest finger first? Can you tell me X and Y? And basically what you have to do is do the entire formulation, LPP formulation, which means starting with decision variables, you have to write the objective function and the constraints. Okay, so do it in your notebooks. Take a few minutes. I'm going to ask you to tell me the decision variables and functions that you wrote from your notebook. Okay. People without camera, mind you, I'm going to ask you the question first. So if you want to answer, then please keep your camera switched off. I have how many students today in the class? Only 32. Is it because people thought they got 2 or 3 in the quiz? That's why they're so sad that they don't want to join. Ask your friends, send a message. Send a message in the WhatsApp group.
That there is an extra class.
Oh, is it? You don't have a section-wise WhatsApp group? No? And how do you share the answers of the quizzes? Or how do you help each other during examinations? You don't have a group. Come on. Independent. I know how independent things are. I have seen the ITM paper. So don't tell me all that, but I think you should have a section WhatsApp group at least where you can communicate with your friends. But 32 is a pretty bad number out of 80 some students, right? Anyway, it's Wednesday, right? A non-veg day. So who does a class on a Wednesday afternoon? Anyway, so let me.
It's Friday, sir.
It's Friday, sir.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I think, yeah, Friday is also a similar day. Don't worry. All right. Let me switch on the attendance so that you can put your attendance while also answering this question. Yeah, guys, you can go and put your attendance. CR, can you please take the screenshot? I think there are only 2 screens because of less number of students. Take the screenshots. Yeah. Everyone done with the attendance? Can I close it? Everyone done, guys? If anyone hasn't done, please tell me.
Yes.
Wait. So just a minute.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Okay, I'll wait for 1 minute more and then close it. And we have some new students coming in the moment there's attendance, isn't it? And I'm sure after the attendance is over, they will be gone. It was 31, now it's 36. Because of WhatsApp messages from friends कि अभी attendance हो रहा है, आ जाओ class में, उसके बाद चले जाना, isn't it? Suddenly 31 to 36 कैसे हो गया? 37, wow. Who are these new entrants into this?
So the
So guys who are there in the class right now, there are 37 students in the class right now. I'm going to take one more attendance at the end of the class, okay? I'll compare. So if you want to leave, then mind you that you shouldn't be leaving the class. Once you're there, you should be there. जो लोग अभी आए हो, yeah, welcome to the class. जिसने भी तुमको बताया है. So Bhaskar. Yeah, so remember to take one more screenshot at the end of the class, okay? Or when I tell you at some random time. Yeah. All right, I'm going to close the attendance link and you can go on with the question. So students are 37 and let me see how many students filled the form. Anyone who's done? Okay. Take maybe 1 or 2 minutes more. Anirban Paul.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Anirban. Tell me,
Yes, sir.
what are the decision variables?
Sir, how much of keto and how much of Atkins to be mixed?
How much in means? How many liters? Milligrams?
No, sir,
Kilometers?
per
Where
10
is the
grams.
unit? Sorry?
Sir, it is given in per 10 grams, sir.
So if I ask you what is X, how will you define X? How many 10 grams of keto? Is that what you tell me? If you have to define X, what will X be?
Sir, the amount of keto, sir.
Again, you are missing the unit. Amount in what? Rupees?
Grams, sir, gram.
Gram, not 10 grams. In grams. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So obviously, Y will be amount of Atkins in grams. Is that correct? Can we do that? Or should we do that or something else we should be doing? Okay, let us ask somebody else. If that is the right answer. I don't know. People without camera. Swati, Parna, Pani, Grahi. Swati, Parna,
Yes, sir.
why does your name not have a roll number? The Zoom ID?
Sorry, sir. I'm doing.
You're supposed to do that much. And Bhaskar, you're the same case, being the CR. Where is your roll number? You're changing it.
Sir, done.
Prince Bharadwaj. Guys, I'm going to remove you from the class. Of course, it's the last class. But still, I'll remove you. If you don't have your roll number. Because when I note down certain things, I need your roll number. Who else is there who does not have roll number? Guys, are you deliberately removing roll number? Huh? नहीं कर रहे हो ना ऐसा? Bhaskar, you are the CR. Okay. 193 Semran.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Imran. What do you think are the decision variables in this question?
So X and Y, and X will be the how much gram of keto, and Y will be the like amount of actin in grams.
If that is the case, what will be the objective function? Z equal
So
to
then Z equal to 2x plus 5y minimum. We will try to do it in minimum.
2x plus
Min y.
5y. Why you
Because-
multiplying 2 with x? What is 2?
So 2 is the cost of keto per like 2 per gram. 2
Is it per
rupees
gram?
per 10 gram per 10
Then
gram.
how come it is 2x? 2 rupees for 10 grams. X is in grams. How come it is 2x? 2 rupees is not per gram.
Yes, sir.
2 rupees is not per gram, and x is the unit of x is in grams. So how you multiplying 2 with x? What should you do?
Sir, will it be 0.2? 0.2x plus 0.5y?
So
Okay.
why it should be in grams? It should be in kg, na? Because it's
Sir, we can take X
Sorry?
units.
Okay, a lot of people are talking at the same time. Sambita Panikrai, I heard that I saw that you were talking. Yeah, tell me.
why we will took in grams. It should be in kg, na? In the second paragraph, it's written that at least 10 units, and it's mentioned for 2 units of in 1 kg amount. So it should be in kg, na? The X amount of in kg of keto and Y kgs in Atkins.
Yeah, absolutely, Sambita. So x has to be in kgs. I mean, you can solve the entire question in grams also, but you will get all decimal numbers. Doesn't make sense because your entire constituents of keto and Atkins are given per kilograms, isn't it? In per kilograms. So vitamin A in Atkins or in keto, and calorie in keto, and they're all given in kilograms per kilogram, right? So of course you will have to buy certain kilograms of Atkins and certain kilograms of keto. So why are you taking X and Y in grams? You will not buy in grams because you need 24. You need what? 10 units of vitamin A. That means you will have to buy multiple kilos of Atkins and keto, right, guys? So if you are buying multiple kilos, then why should X be in grams? X should be in kilograms. So what is our decision variable? X is equal to the amount of keto in the mixture or in the diet in kilograms, and Y is going to be the amount of Atkins in the diet, because diet has to be mixed. The Atkins and keto have to be mixed to make the diet for the client. The dietitian is trying to make or prepare a diet for the client. The client requires certain minimum amount of vitamin A, isn't it? Now, if you do that, right? So X will be keto in kg, because everything, all units are required in kg. Y is Atkins in kg. If you do that, right, what will be your objective function? Let me ask this question to someone. Z. Any new face here? Like introducing Rahul Pathak. No. Rahul, have you been introduced? Oh, this is your debut picture. Debut movie. Rahul, what is the objective function Z?
Yes, sir.
What is Z in terms of X and Y? Is it your first class, Rahul? Rahul?
Yes, sir. I was there, sir.
Why is it your first class?
What, sir?
Is it your first class on LPP?
No, sir. No, sir. I have attended the last class.
How many classes did you attend? 1 or 2? This is the third
No,
class.
sir. I have attended all the classes, sir.
All the classes.
Yes, sir.
What is Z, my dear?
So,
Z is called the objective function, which has to be minimized or maximized. It is clearly written in the question. Okay, I'll have to move on to somebody else. Any other new face? Aditi Vadani, I don't know if I have spoken to you. Have I?
Yes, sir. So Z will be minimized as it is mentioned in the question, and the objective function will be
Will be
10x plus
10x. Where are you getting the 10 from? Jyoti Mohanty,
Yes, sir.
what will be Z?
So I think Z will be minimum, that is 200x plus 500y in terms.
How did you get that? 200x plus 500y?
So that is by converting.
Tell me complete answer. Why are you giving me installments? Are you buying a house or what?
No, sir.
Tell me proper answer. Give me a proper answer. Where are you getting 200 from?
Yes, sir. Like 10 gram into kg.
10 gram into kg.
Yes, sir. After converting, then multiplying with 200x into, and same case with 5.
It's very difficult to know that you are trying to explain something. Okay, so Z is the cost. It tells you. So how do you know the decision variable? It tells you how much keto and Atkins should the client buy. So we do not know how much keto and how much Atkins. So whatever you do not know, whatever is asked from you is X and Y, isn't it? I told you the previous class that you have to look at this, how, what, in what quantities should I mix. Something which is not known. In this case, how much keto and Atkins should the client buy? That means these two are the decision variable, because I do not know how much keto and Atkins. So X is keto in kgs and Y is Atkins in kg. Now let's come to the objective function to minimize its expenses. So objective function should have something like the cost should not exceed or minimize or maximize or whatever. So here expenses, that means cost, has to be minimized. So that is my objective. Objective functions are always minimization or maximization, right? So if I have to minimize my expenses, then I have to know my expenses, and I am buying X kilograms of keto and Y kilograms of Atkins. So what is my expense? Every 10 grams of keto costs 2 rupees. So 1000 grams, which is 100 times of 10 grams, will cost 200 rupees, right? Every 10 grams of keto costs 2 rupees. So 1000 grams of keto, which is 100 times more, will cost how much rupees? 200 rupees.
200
rupees.
So the keto price is 200 rupees per kilo, per kg. I am buying how many kgs? X kgs. Isn't it? So the price of keto is given in 10 grams so that you convert into the proper unit, because here the units are different. So per 10 grams means per 1 kilo, this will be 1000 grams. So you'll also multiply 2 with 100, because 10 into 100 is 1000. So 2 into 100 is 200. So it will be 200 times X, because X is in kilo and 200 is rupees per kilo. So 200X plus 500Y. What is this? This is cost. And what do you have to do with this? You have to minimize this. Cost Z, cost Z min is equal to 200X plus 500Y. Is this clear to everyone, or people have doubts? Because most of you could not answer this. I mean, if I ask this question to everyone, a lot of you would have been confused about what to write. And I've seen that in other sections also. Is there any questions on why I did this? Why X and Y? Or it's clear to everyone? Clear? Now that you have the cost, which is 200 to 500Y, let us now look at the constraints. This is relatively easier. I'm going to ask this question to you. So be prepared. Let me write Z is 200x plus 500y. X and y, you know, I'm not writing it anymore because of limited space. Now let's come to constraints. So what are the constraints? Look at what the client is saying. The dietitian recommends that the daily intake of vitamin A should be at least 10 units. That means it should be more than or equal to 10, isn't it? At least 10 means more than or equal to 10. Now vitamin A. Vitamin A is there in keto. Vitamin A is also there in Atkins, isn't it? Now in keto, vitamin A is there 1 unit of vitamin A per kg. See that? In keto, so I'm underlining the right words. Keto has 1 unit of vitamin A in 1 kg. So we are buying X kgs. So how much vitamin A will you get from keto? 1x, isn't it? X. Yes, X. Who will tell me the other part? Let me ask somebody. Let me ask somebody. Aritra Adhikari. What will I write? X plus
2y is more than equal to 10.
Very good. Why 2y? Because every kilo of Atkins has 2 units of vitamin A. Every kilo. You see, it's per kg. So every kilo of Atkins has got 2 units of vitamin A. I am buying y kilograms of Atkins. So I'll get 2y units of vitamin A. Total vitamin A will be X plus 2y. But the client, so the dietitian recommends that vitamin A should be at least 10 units. So more than equal to 10. This is my vitamin A constraints. Isn't it, guys? The next one should be calorie, because calorie intake should not exceed. Now you see here the signs are changing, isn't it? Everything is not more than equal to. In other two questions that we did in chair and table, everything was less than equal to. In a chair table question, the space was less than equal to 60 and budget was less than equal to 50,000, isn't it? If you remember. In the farmer question, fertilizer question, everything was more than equal to. Potash, nitrogen, phosphorus, more than equal to. This question is a little different. Here, one is less than equal to, one is more than equal to, which is the amount of vitamin A, but calories should not exceed 25 units. So what should I write? Let me ask this question to someone. Prince.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
what should I write for calorie? Calorie constraint.
3x.
I'll write 3x. Okay. 3x
plus 4y.
Okay. Plus 4y.
Less than equals to 24.
Very good. So every kilogram of keto has got 3 units of calorie. So x kilograms will have 3x calorie. Similarly, every kilograms of Atkins has 4 units of calorie. So y kilo will have 4y calorie. Total calorie should not exceed 24 units. So less than 24. Now the tricky part is the last constraint. Who will tell me that? Last constraint.
X equal to it's greater than 0, y greater than 0.
No. That is given. No, there is one more constraint here. The client in turn likes the taste of keto and insists that the mixture must have greater amount of keto than Atkins. Who will tell me the constraint? Just raise your hand if you can tell me the constraint. What will I write? X and y more than 0 is, of course, it's always there. But that constraint is not this. This is a different constraint. This is a preference constraint. The client has a preference. Khushbu and Semran. Semran, the rule is if you want to answer, you have to come on camera. That is the rule. Okay, very good. Only 2 people, 3 people, Ayush as well. That's it. No one else? Anyone wants to take a shot? What should I write for that constraint? Okay, let's go with somebody. I haven't spoken to Ayush, so Ayush, go ahead.
Sir, is it x greater than y?
Okay, very good. Yeah, the client wants that I prefer the taste of keto. So I insist that the mixture must have more amount of keto than Atkins. That means X should be greater than Y. Now the confusion here some people might had in earlier class is this is greater than Y, and I mentioned that it should be greater than equal to. Even though the question says I need to have more keto than Atkins, I did not mention how much more. So I can increase the amount of keto by an extremely small amount, right? And still satisfy X more than Y. Therefore, for all practical purposes, I can write X more than equal to Y. It is same. Doesn't really make a difference. Why? Because let's say, you find X is equal to Y as the optimal solution. I can increase X by an extremely small amount, which is, so small that it is imperceptible. So it's essentially X is same as Y, only slightly more than Y. So you can solve this entire question using X more than equal to Y, even though the client says that I want more keto, but more keto can be done by adding 1,000 of a milligram, isn't it? I mean, theoretically, that's possible. Therefore, you can write X more than equal to Y. So I now have three constraints. The other constraint somebody mentioned rightly, X and Y more than equal to 0, because you cannot buy negative quantities of the diets. Right? Now we are done. Now the entire formulation is done. So now if you do, this is a repeat of what I just mentioned to you, right? Okay, so how will I draw the line X plus 2Y more than equal to 10? Who will tell me? Let me ask this. Barnali, help me draw the first line. What are the points?
So X plus 2Y is greater than or equal to 10. So if we take X is equal to 0, and Y will be 24 by 4, that is 6.
Y will be how much?
6.
Why? X plus 2Y is equal to 10. If X is 0.
Sorry, sir. So if X is equal to 0, then Y will be 5.
5, yeah. And then the other point, so one point is 0, 5, right? What is the other point?
So the other point will be 10 and 0.
10 and 0. Yeah.
10
When Y is equal to 0, X will be 10. So my points are 0, 5, 10, 0, right? Now, Barnali, can you tell me which side should I take as my feasible region?
The upper side.
Upper side. Because more than equal. Yeah, in this case, you can test it out if you are not convinced. But the region which is above the line is actually X plus 2Y more than equal to 10. Now, let's do the next one. Who will do the next one? Sunit?
Yes, sir. If X is equal to 0, then Y is equal to 6.
Okay, because 24 by 4.
Yeah, by 4. And if Y is equal to 0, then X is equal to 8. 24 by 3.
Yeah, so the lines will be 0, 6 and 8, 0, isn't it?
Yes,
the green line. Now tell me which side, which is my feasible region?
Sir, downward.
It is less than equal to. So feasible region is going to be, let me change the color, under this green line, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Because here the signs are different. Under the green line, here, under, not above. Then you tell me what is the common region so far where both the inequations satisfied?
It's a small triangle.
This triangle, isn't it? This triangle. Inside this triangle, both are satisfied. Outside, no. Can you see that? Or anyone has a question? Only within that triangle, both the inequations are satisfied. Because if you take this area is not above the green, the blue line, right? If you take this area is not under the green line. So these are not feasible regions. Do you agree? So it's only a triangle so far. Now let's take which part? X is more than equal to Y. X is more than equal to Y means the keto should be more than equal to Atkins, which is nothing but X minus Y more than equal to 0. This one. How do I draw it? Who will tell me? How will I draw X minus Y more than equal to 0? Let me just ask this question to someone. What happened to my Ronit? How will I draw the last equation? How will I draw the last one? X minus Y more than equal to 0.
Sir, it will be 0, 0.
How will I draw the line? 0, 0 is just a point. It will not help me draw a line.
Sir, from the middle, from the point, we will draw the line towards upward.
Tell me 2 points. Instead of explaining to me how the line will be drawn, just tell me 2 points on the line. I will draw it myself.
Sir,
Every
from
line
4,
can be drawn. Yeah.
sir, from 3, 4 to the point 0, 0.
Why 3, 4?
Sir, because that they are intersecting here in the 3, 4.
They are intersecting 3. Why is the question of intersecting? I'm asking you how to draw the line x minus y more than or equal to 0. There is no question of intersect. It's just one line. Because it is just a one line, you tell me what are the 2 points on this line. As simple as that. Because any line can be drawn as long as you can define the 2 points on the line. So what are the 2 points on the line x minus y equal to 0? It's such a simple question. Sharda?
Sir, it's a straight line passing through the center. If x equal to 0, y will be 0. If x is equal to 1, then y will be 1. Like that.
Yeah, so x minus y more than or equal to 0. To draw the line, first you do x minus y equal to 0, isn't it? More than is basically one side of the line.
Yes.
But the line will be x minus y equal to 0. Line is equal. So x equal to 0 means x is equal to y. X is equal to y, x is equal to y, x is 0, y is 0. X is 1, y is 1. X is 2, y is 2. So obviously it is this line which passes through origin at 45-degree angle to the, isn't it, guys? This line is x equal to y or x minus y equal to 0. Now this line has two sides, this side and this side. On this side, x is more than equal to y. On this side, x is less than equal to y. You can check by taking any random point. You'll always see that on one side, x is always more. The other side, y is always more. Right? So I have drawn the line actually. There is a line which is drawn. Right? So this is the line, x minus y equal to 0. So I have now drawn all the lines. Okay, let us see who will tell me which is my final feasible region. Who will tell me? Let me see. Oh, today most of you are Avinash Patnaik. I cannot see your camera feed. Avinash? Avinash, you there? Avinash Patnaik. Okay, Avinash, I'll have to mark you absent if you don't respond. Avinash Patnaik 146. Okay. Who else? Tarini? Which is my feasible region?
Sir, the third equation.
Third equation. I'm asking
No,
about the
sorry,
feasible. I'm asking about the feasible
sir,
region.
sir, sir, 1 second.
How many of you can tell me the feasible region? Can you raise your hands, please? How many of you can tell me what is the feasible region in this question on the graph? How many? Not many. Only about 10, 12, 13. That's it. बाकी लोग सोच रहे हो feasible region. Okay, let us ask out of people who raise their hands. Ashish?
The small triangle below red line.
Yeah, that's correct. See, in the first two equations, only this much was a feasible region, isn't it? Only this triangle, this entire triangle up to this point, But now we have one more constraint, which is x is more than y, which is on this side. That means only this part. Let me use a different color. Only this triangle, this little triangle, is a feasible region, right? If you do not draw the graphs properly, what will happen to the triangle? It will vaporize, right? You'll only get a point, or maybe not a point. Then you will be looking for the feasible region, and it's not there. You tell me, sir, all the lines intersect at one point. Yeah. So drawing graphs properly is important. Otherwise, this is such a small region that you will not even see it. So only this part is feasible. Why? Because in this part, x is more than y. In this part, x plus 2y is more than 10. And in this part, 3x plus y is less than 24. There is no other place on the entire graph where all three are satisfied, except that little triangle. Right? Now that you know the triangle, can you find out the optimal solution? You know the corner points? What are the corner points? 1, 2, 3, isn't it? It's a triangle. It's a bound area or unbound region?
Bound.
Bound region. It's bounded, yes. It's bounded with 3 corner points. So you have to evaluate the objective function z, which is nothing but 200x plus 500y at these 3 corner points. And how do you get the corner points? You have to find out the intersection between the red line and the blue line. It will give you 1 point. Red line and green line will give you 1 more point. And blue line and green line, isn't it? So you have to solve 3 simultaneous equations and find the points. So ABC. So let me erase all the ink from the slide. So ABC, the triangle ABC, is your feasible region, right? And if you find out the intersection points, A will be 10 by 3. I'm telling you because this is not the thing for the class today. We'll try to solve using Excel. That's why I'm telling you. A will be 10 by 3, 10 by 3, because A is on the line x is equal to y. So both will be same anyway. B is going to be 24 by 7, 24 by 7. Again, B is on the line x equal to y. Therefore, x will always be equal to y, isn't it? Because the B point is on the line x equal to y. And C is 4 and 3. And if you evaluate 200x plus 500y at all these positions, you will see that 4 and 3 will give you the minimum cost of the diet. That means the dietitian has to mix 4 kilo of keto with 3 kilo of Atkins to minimize the cost while meeting the vitamin A requirements and not exceeding the calorie requirements. Right, guys?
Sir, how did you get the 10 by 3, 10 by 3?
Yes, sir.
Why it is so difficult to get 10 by 3, 10 by 3? I'm crestfallen. I have told you how to solve this, isn't it? So 10 by 3, 10 by 3 is point A. What is point A, guys? It's the intersection between blue line. What is the blue line? X plus 2y.
X plus 2y
Plus 2y equal to 10.
X minus
1 and 3.
And x minus y equal to 0. Right?
Yes, sir, got it.
Are you getting it or not? So if you, yeah?
Yes, sir, got it.
So what will you do here? You will multiply with 2. So 2x minus 2y is equal to 0, isn't it, guys? Then you add 2x plus x is how much? 3x. Minus 2y plus 2y is how much? Gone. 3x equal to 10. How much x will be? 10 by 3. Yeah? And it is on the line x equal to y. So y will also be 10 by 3. Isn't it, guys? Any point on the line x equal to y will have same x and y coordinates. So you don't have to even think or solve. You can just blindly put y is also 10 by 3 because this point A lies on the line x equal to y. Similarly, the point B, you will also have x and y both same, and you can do it yourself. And C is 4 and 3. Right? Anyone has any doubts so far?
Sir, I have a doubt, sir. Sir, it's a minimization problem. So it's a minimization problem. So the constant should be of the form ax plus bx greater than equal to c. Sir, but the second constant I've written it's in means it's less than equal to 24.
Now, who told you that in minimizing problem everything has to be greater than equal to? These are the constraints which have been given to you. You are minimizing z. You're not minimizing the constraints. The constraints are not less than equal to all the time. These are constraints. You are minimizing the cost. A minimization problem would have z to be minimized, not the constraints. The constraints are according to what conditions are given to you. So you have a fundamental doubt. You are told very clearly that the calories should not exceed 24. That means this is less than equal to 24. It cannot be more than equal to 24. Because that is a condition which is given to you. Meeting that condition, you have to minimize the cost. You cannot change the condition. The condition is
I'm not
total
saying that
amount.
to change condition, but I'm saying that we should multiply with means a negative sign. We should multiply in both the sides to change the equality.
Why? What is the fun in multiplying negative on both the sides? It's an equal to anyway. You multiply negative, you multiply 10 on both sides, you multiply 100 on both sides. It is exactly the same thing. Mathematically, it has no meaning. If you multiply same quantity on both sides of an equation, how does it matter to a mathematician? The equation does not change. So why will you multiply? Ayush,
yes.
Why will you multiply? If I say x minus y equal to 0, you will say, sir, it should be 2x minus 2y equal to 0. What is the fun in multiplying? It doesn't change the equation. So if I say x is more than y, you will say minus x is less than y minus y. So what? It doesn't change the equation. So your confusion, Ayush, is that it's a minimization problem. So everything has to be less than equal to or what? Minimization problem means the objective function has to be minimized, nothing else. Constraints should be according to what is given to you. Constants can be more than equal to, constraints can be less than equal to. It could be any combination. Do not touch them. Minimize what, Ayush? Z. Z. Only Z. When minimization problem means only look at Z. Z has to be minimized or maximized. So when Z has to be minimized, find the Z where it's minimum at which corner point. When Z has to be maximized, find out where Z is maximum at which corner point. Do not try to think that minimization means constraint be changed hona chahiye. Constraint is constraint as per given conditions. Is this clear to everyone? So don't try to put your minimization, maximization thinking onto constraints. Constraint could be anything, but you have to meet them. And from constraint, what do you get? You get the feasible region, isn't it? Feasible region comes from constraints. And then you get corner points. Then you try to think it's a minimization or maximization. Before that, there is no point. Okay. So these things come from the constraints. These things do not come from maximization or minimization problem. This Z has to be minimized or maximized. That you have to check what is the question asking you. Okay. Now we will stop here and open up Excel, right? Because we will solve this question and the chair and table question using Excel solver. Okay. So guys, open your Excel and add Excel solver. Do you know how to add Excel solver add-in?
No, sir.
Some of you know, I'm sure. So I can show you, but my Excel version is different from yours. You will find that somewhere in your version. But if I share my Excel with you, I'll show you where I find mine. It's a little older version. So I go to Excel. Can you see my Excel, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I go to Excel options. Okay. There you got this add-ins. Add-ins, right? Here you can manage Excel add-ins and you say go. Here you will see the bunch of add-ins available, and whatever add-in you require, just check it, check mark it. Excel's solver add-in, check it and say okay. It will add solver to your Excel. So solver is an additional toolkit which Excel comes with, but it's not added by default. Only when you use solver, you'll get that. So I think you will have some button at the top right top left corner where you have to click and do something, right? Anyone who has done it can help others with the latest version by Excel.
Same, sir, same. It's in the same location.
It's similar?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so guys, yeah, sure. So what I did, I went to this circle here, and there I have Excel options. Do you guys also have Excel options like this?
There are only options.
Only options.
Yes.
Yes, sir. In options there is the add-on.
Yeah. So there, do you have add-ins? Add-ins.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there add-ins. You have manage Excel add-ins. In the manage Excel add-ins, you can hit go and then just tick mark the solver add-in and choose solver. So solver will be installed on your Excel.
Sir, there is an option in developer also, but it
Okay.
requires Office something.
Office.
Sir, after adding it, will the screen be any
Yes,
different
sir.
or it will be same, sir?
Same. The screen
Okay,
will
sir.
not
Then
change.
I'm-
You will just have an Excel solver option on the data tab. You will get that solver option. Otherwise, no change in the screen. It will install and everyone done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone who's still struggling with adding Excel solver, just want to make sure that you guys are comfortable. Gautami, are you
Sir,
okay?
how will get to know, sir? Sir, how will get to know that is added or not?
You will see the solver in the data tab. Solver analysis, under analysis, sub tab or grouping. It's called grouping. In the data tab, under analysis, you will have solver. If it is there, solver is added. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
Okay, very good. So now let us solve the chair and table question. I remember the numbers. So if you don't remember, you can just take my numbers. If you do you remember numbers? The furniture dealer has chair and table. The cost of a chair was 500 rupees. Cost of a table was 2,500 rupees. Right? Profit from a chair was 75. Profit from a table was 250. The furniture dealer has 60 pieces maximum he can store in the shop, and the total budget he had was 50,000 rupees. Right? And you had to optimize. The answer you got was 50 chairs and 10 tables. You remember? Yeah, it was before Independence Day. No, sorry, before Republic Day. Yeah, long back. So we will try to do that first. It's a simpler question. Then we'll do this question. Okay. So I'll write Excel solver for furniture problem. Right. So I'll just put a title here and increase the size and make it bold. You can color it pink, purple, mauve, whatever is your favorite color if you want to. Yeah, the answer will be same. Okay. Then we make a space for decision variable. You can increase the column with decision variable, right? We will write chair and write table. Chair and table. You guys can write where I am writing. It is not necessary to write where I am writing, but just to ensure that we can talk to each other and find our mistakes, it is preferable that you write in the same columns and rows or the same cells where I am writing. So decision variable, chair and table, and chair and table are I'm going to highlight these two cells under chair and table. These two cells. So this will be my X, this will be my Y. X and Y. X and Y are not known to me. So Excel will fill the value for me. You get what I'm saying? Because number of chairs is X, number of tables is Y. Yeah. And I do not know how many chairs and how many tables. So I will ask Excel to fill that for me. I'm just putting two spaces. I'm marking them in yellow. You don't have to mark them in yellow. Yeah. But just to refer to the field, I'm marking as yellow. So these are my decision variables. Which cells? B4 and C4. Everyone comfortable so far? Okay. Now I'll have my objective function. What is my objective? Profit, isn't it? Max. I have to maximize my profit. Now, what was the profit function? What was my objective function? 75x plus 250y. Because from a chair, I get 75 rupees profit. From a table, I get how much profit? 250 rupees. So I will write 75 here and 250 here. Right? Under the chair, you write 75. Under table, you write 250. You will only write coefficients. Only coefficients. Why? Because I'm going to multiply now. So my objective function's value is going to how much? 75 into chair plus 250 into table. Do you agree, guys? Do you agree? What is the objective function? So objective function's formula I'll write here in a different color cell, a green color cell. I'll color cell green, and here I'll write the formula is equal to 75 into B4. B4 is X chair, number of chairs. B6 is 75, profit from a chair, into number of chairs, plus 250 cost profit from a table, multiply with number of tables, C4. Is this part clear? Or anyone has a question? So what I basically did, I just calculated Z. Z is what? 75X plus 250Y. So I just multiplied 75 field into the X field plus the 250 field into the Y field. Okay. So this is the value of your profit, isn't it? I will ask Excel to maximize it. You get what I'm saying? Unless I have a cell for profit, how will I tell Excel that you maximize it? Now, remember one thing, guys. This formula, which multiplies 75 with the number of chairs and 250 number of table, this you need not write like this. Okay, this is not a right way of writing a formula. The better way is to write sum product. I'll tell you how it's powerful. Just write sum product. It does the same thing. Sum product of the first row, which is B4 to C4, and the second row, which is B6 to C6. If you do that, Excel actually multiplies B4 with B6 and C4 with C6 and then adds them. Sum product means it will multiply the corresponding values of the cells and then add them. First a product, then the sum. Okay, so sum product of what? The first row, the decision variable row, and the second and comma, the second row is the profit row, which is sum product. Right, guys? Clear to everyone? Exactly same thing. There is no difference. You can multiply 75 with this plus 250 into this. Don't have to, just sum product of this. Same thing. Now let's come to constraints. What are my constraints, guys? First constraint was space constraint, isn't it? First was space constraint. How much space I had? 60. Right, guys? X plus Y less than or equal to 60. So X plus Y, that means 1 time X. So write 1 into 1 times Y, isn't it? Isn't it? X plus Y, what are the coefficients? 1 and 1. This 1 will be multiplied with which number? This number of chairs, isn't it? 1 times chair plus 1 times table. Can I use sum product, guys? Here also?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So should you write sum product once again or drag the sum product here? Or copy paste it here? What will you do? Should you write it once again?
You can copy paste.
Copy paste.
If you copy paste, will you get the right sum product? Do a copy paste.
No.
Control C and Control V. Can you get? Are you getting? It is multiplying this with this row. Because if you are shifting it by 4 rows, the decision variable row is also shifting by 4 rows. So what will you do?
You can fix it with dollar sign.
You will put dollar at F, dollar at B4 and C4, because the decision variables will not change, isn't it? Other rows will change. The coefficients rows will change, but decision variable row will remain constant. Is it something you understand, guys, or you have confusion? The decision variable, table and chair, are going to be multiplied with everything else. So that row has to be frozen. So what will you do? In the earlier sum product, do a $B4, $C4 into B6 and C6. If you do that, and you can just go and copy and paste it. Guys, remember, copy pasting is same as dragging in Excel. There is no difference. Copy paste changes the formula. Dragging also changes the formula. So you need to think what has to be frozen. If you copy paste, you'll see now the formula is fine. Now table chair row is not changing. Only the other row has become the space wala row. Now sum product is fine. This sum product is 1 times chair and 1 times table, which is nothing but x plus y. X plus y should be less than or equal to how much? 60. So can you do the next one? The budget constraint, guys. What was the budget? A chair costs 500 rupees. A table costs 2,500 rupees. So what is the budget? What will you do?
$50,000 was the budget.
Yeah, budget 50,000. So what will I write here? If I write budget, what will I write? Under this. 500. 500. Because 500 times chairs plus 2,500 times tables. Can I drag the formula? This one?
Yes,
Will it
sir.
work?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, it is choosing this row and the first row. First row is frozen because B4, C4 we put dollars. So it will work. So this is how you should also do. So that you can drag the entire function without writing it multiple times. Freeze the row for the decision variable. So sum product. Now this has to be less than equal to 50,000. That's my budget. I don't have more money than that. And then x and y more than 0, you don't have to write because you can choose those options in Excel that give x and y which are non-zero. That option is there in solver. So you don't have to write x more than 0, y more than 0. That's not required. Guys, has everyone written it or anyone still writing and not able to figure out where to write sum product, where to write coefficients, or everyone is comfortable?
Sir, can you again say about the space one? Sir, I'm actually having a different number in that cell.
Yeah, I think I lost connection for some time. Why is it unstable? Guys, you can hear me right now. You can.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Bonali, everything all right?
Yes, sir.
You're not doing something. You're not doing anything else, right? Or chatting
No,
with
sir.
someone.
No,
Or
sir.
checking your Instagram. How many
No,
likes?
sir. No, sir. No, sir.
It looked like you were smiling, so I thought, what is there to smile in a boring Excel question? So I was just wondering. Is it? Sorry?
No, sir. You can also check the group. I'm not texting. There's a. No, sir,
Something was happening.
No, sir, my pet is actually sitting near me, so that's why he's distracting me. So that's
Show
why.
us your pet. Show us your pet. Where is he? Or she? Whatever.
Yeah, sir.
Is it a cat or a dog? Or a human being? It's a dog.
Dog, sir, dog.
Oh, wow. He or she?
He.
He is very cute.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right. Let's come back to Excel. Okay. All right. So now our entire LPP formulation is done. Like you do in your paper, the formulation. In Excel, this is your formulation, right? Now we are ready to use Excel solver to solve our equation, solve our question. How to do it? Go to Data tab and you have a solver under Analysis group. Click on that. Is everyone getting this window? Set target cell. Yeah. Yes, no, you look all tense.
Yes, sir.
You're all looking. Sorry, Ashish?
Can you repeat it once again?
So you basically go to the Data tab. On Data tab, you go to the grouping called Analysis. There you will have solver option. If you have added solver, you will get solver option there.
So in this, it is showing set objective.
So you are getting the window, right?
Yes, 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 sir.
So let us stay there. Let us stay there. right? Setting the objective is same as set target cell, right? So target cell is that cell which has to be minimized or maximized, right? Which has to be minimized or maximized? This cell. Which cell?
Objective.
Yeah, D6. In my case, D6. So the objective function formula, wherever you are written, that is your target cell, right? Then it's equal to maximum or minimum or a certain given value. What should you write? Max, min, or a particular value? Because Excel can set your objective function to a certain value also. Okay. If you want profit to be exactly 10,000, you can set it as 10,000. Okay. But that is not the requirement right now. We have to maximize the profit. So just write max or just choose max, not write, but choose max. Right. Then it says by changing cells. That means this is a decision variable cell. Which cell should I change to achieve my objective? Which cells? In my case, the yellow cells, the decision variable cells, these two. So drag your mouse over these two. It will be B4 to C4. What is B4 and C4? Your decision variable. So by changing which cells? B4 to C4. Isn't it? That's the by changing cells. Then you have the constraints. Luckily for us, all the constraints are less than equal to, so we can choose them in one shot. Actually, you can choose constraints multiple times, depending on how many constraints you have. But if all the constraints are of same sign, less than equal to, or same operator rather, not sign, operator, you go to this add constraint, add option. So you will get cell reference. Which cell is less than equal to which cell? Cell reference, these two cells, these two green cells, D10 to D11. That means these cells are your calculation of constraint, isn't it? This is called constraint calculation. These cells should be less than equal to, so choose less than equal to. What is the constraint? 60 and 50,000. F10 to F11. So D10 to D11 less than equal to F10 to F11. You don't have to add any more constraint, so you just can hit OK. If you had to add more, you will go to add, but in our case, no. So hit OK. So this is your screen. You have added constraints, you have chosen target cell and all that. Then in your case, you will have an option that X and Y positive, right? Can you see that option? X and Y should be non-zero or positive. It will be below the constraints. Below the constraints field, you will have X and Y positive, right guys? I have the different position. I have options there, assume non-negative. So I have a little different one. Once you do that, once you have done everything, just hit solve and keep solve a solution. You will see 50 has been put by Excel and 10 has been put by Excel. Yeah, see Excel puts 9.99, which is nothing but 10. But Excel has a different way of reaching at the solution. That's why you got 9.999. But essentially 50 and 10. And you get profit. How much is your profit? 6250. That is the maximum profit. If you remember, we drew the graph and we found out maximum profit. Our profit was 6250. And 50 chairs and 10 tables, 60 pieces total, and total budget you are spending is 50,000 entirely. The whole money is being spent. And that is the solution. Exactly same as what you got in the graphical method. Is everyone getting this number? Or anyone has a doubt?
Sir, I have a doubt.
Devasmita?
Sir, I have installed that solver, but it's not showing under data analysis.
How do you know you installed? Can you share your screen and show me what you're doing? 1 second. Huh? Let me
Yes, sir.
give you the. Yeah, can you share your screen? Ariba, what is your doubt?
In that space constraint, when I'm doing that sum product, there it is coming 327.
327. Okay, we'll
I don't
see.
know, sir, how.
Go to data tab. You have 1 second. Where is your analysis tab? It's not there. just go and see you've added solver, because maybe there's some there's a little button that I see here on the top ribbon. Maybe it's hidden somewhere. Yeah, most likely if the ribbon has so much content. Just see, just show me that you have added Excel solver, or you have what if analysis. Just click on analysis forecast. So just click on that drop down under what if analysis. What else do you have there? Do you have solver there? But solver comes under actually this thing, right? Under, oh, you have goal seek. Just go there. The solver is actually goal seek. Click on that what if analysis drop down. Yeah, and go to goal seek. Okay, set cell to value by changing cell. But this is not, yeah, this is similar to solver but not solver. And show me that you have installed solver. Maybe it is the analysis tab is at the end of the ribbon. Add-ins. Oh, but it's not added, no? Where is the check mark? Where is the check mark on solver? Yeah, she didn't check it. So how will you add? And you're doing so fast that you're not even allowing me to tell you that it is not added. Yeah, go to manage Excel add-ins. Go.
So their solver add-in is written in the yes. Sir.
Yeah. And okay. You didn't check it. So how will you add solver? Now you get analyze, you have solver option. What, Devasmita? Huh? What did you have for lunch today? Also offer us. Okay. Yeah, I told you clearly multiple times that check the solver add-in option. Otherwise, how will you add it? Okay. Everyone getting 50 chairs and 10 tables? Okay. Now, guys, can you go and solve today's question? I'm going to show you. Did you note down all the numbers on your notebook? Today's question. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to let me show you that slide, that practice question. Okay. Can you see it? Yeah, Devasmita, you can put down your hand, and guys, please do it in solver. And once you're done, let me know. Raise your hand and let me know that you've done it. Okay, this question, dietitian question. So we do not have a lot of time. I have to also tell you the solution to the assignment that I gave you. So take maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Everything is very similar. So just change the coefficients and nothing much. Formula is already written. So you should not be taking a lot of time on this. Only difference here is that you will have less than equal to, more than equal to coming. Everything will not be less than equal, isn't it? So you will have to add constraints, not once, but at least twice. And if you're done, just raise your hand. Okay, so you're done. How much did you get?
I got the
Same answer.
objective.
4,
Yes, sir. Yes,
4,
sir.
3 and 2, 3, 0, 0.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Others? Alok Bhuya, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Are you doing?
Yes, sir.
What have you done so far? Alok, why are you muted
Yes, sir.
when I ask a question to you? Why did you mute
Yes, sir,
yourself
I'm
when I
doing,
asked?
sir.
But I'm still talking to you, right? You just muted yourself. You did it once again. You are doing something else, Alok, because the way you are muting yourself, I don't think you are doing anything. Alok, where is your roll number in your name, in your Zoom ID, and Swati Parna Panigrahi? You also.
Sir, I
Swati
got
Parna,
disconnected. I join.
join.
Hello.
Yeah, tell
Sir, I
me.
joined on my phone. So I got
Can't you rename,
disconnected.
yeah, so can't you rename your name in your phone to your name and roll number? Because you have
Sir, I
anyway two
joined.
devices.
Sir, I joined now. That's why.
How many are done? Just one. Two, Abhilash Panda. That's it. We have very little time there. 10 minutes. I'll have to also cover something else, the VLOOKUP assignment that I gave you. So there's very little time. You guys can, if you are midway, you can look at what I am doing. Same thing. So I'm going to anyway show you so that I don't lose any more time. So let me change this to the diet problem. Right. So decision variables are in this case keto and Atkins. Right. If you've done it, great. You can delete these values if you want. The objective function is not.
But it's not showing.
Actually,
So you're not sharing, sir.
Not share the screen.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, it should be visible now, guys. The objective is it visible? Is cost minimization. It's a minimization problem. What is the cost? Keto is 200 per kilo. Atkins is 500, isn't it? And this formula doesn't have to be changed. Exactly same. 200 into this, 500 into this. So no change in the formula. Constraints. First constraint is vitamin A. Vitamin A constant is what? 1 unit of
1, 2.
1 and 2. The coefficients are 1 and 2. Should be more than equal to
10.
how much? 10.
10.
Now the next one what should I write? Calorie.
Calories.
No. No. Why no? Because calorie is less than equal to. We have one more constraint which is again more than equal to. So what you should do is keep all the more than equal to together and all less than equal to together, because that will decrease your effort. Otherwise, you would have to add multiple times constraints. Okay. So I have got 2 more than equal to. What is the other next one? Preference, isn't it? Or taste. Taste preference is what? X minus Y more than equal to 0, isn't it? Yes or no? X minus Y more than equal to 0. So X minus Y, how do you write? X is coefficient is 1, minus Y means minus 1, isn't it? 1 minus 1. This is also more than equal to 0. That's the constraint. Why I put this constraint first? Because this is also more than equal to. So whenever I do my constraints, I can keep all the more than equal to together. So it will not take more time, because otherwise you will have to add all the constraints separately. The last one is calorie. What are the calorie constraints, guys? Is it 3 and 4?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 3 units of calorie per kilo. So 3 times x plus 4 times y is how much? I can just drag this formula here. It's a sum product formula. I can drag it. Let me not keep it green. I'll just change the color to something else because that's a constraint. Green is my objective function. Constraint is yellow, orange, and this is less than equal to. But which number? 24. That's my calorie constraint. Once you do this, I think everything else is simple. Go to data, Excel solver. Most things are same. D6 is right, but equal to not max but min. By changing cells is exactly same. No change. And this one, if you want to modify it, do change. If you do change, again same thing, but this will be more than equal to. And F10, F11 is also, I think, exactly same. F10, F11. This is one set of constraints because the other is less than equal to. So you have to hit add. So it will ask you once again what constraint. So choose the third one, cell D12, and this is going to be less than equal to. Constraint is going to be 24, F12. Then hit OK. So now you got two constraints. One is the first two. The first one is the first two constraints. The second one is the third constraint, the calorie constraint. First two are more than equal to. Second one is less than equal to. That's why I group them together so that you can do them in one shot. Otherwise, it's a problem. Then you hit solve. You will see that it is done. 4 keto and 3 Atkins. 2300 is the cost, and you have everything else taken care of. Vitamin A is 10, calorie is 24, so not more than 24, and it's done. Okay. If you're still not sure, I'm going to upload this Excel, right? So that if you're still not sure, you can go and check it out. Okay. Now let's come back to this question. Which question? The question that I gave you. We have very little time. I gave you that if you have a number in the assignment that I gave you, you remember that assignment? That if you enter a number, you should get the word equivalent, isn't it? That 1 should give you ONE, 2 should give you TWO. How do you do it? How many of you could do it entirely on your own? Can you just raise your hand? Let me see. How many could do it? What? No hands? Okay, Avilash and Aliva. Sudhanshu. 3 people only. How many of you did partially, like you only could do from 1 to 10? Yeah, but beyond that, you had no idea what to do. Anyone like that? No? Okay, how many of you did not even bother? Can you raise your hands? Like you did not bother. You did not bother to solve it. You did not bother to even check the solution. ऐसे मान लो कौन है? बाकी सब? हाँ? बाकी सारे? By default. Okay, anyway, it's my duty to tell you how to tackle this. Because I gave you this question. Yeah. And I also, had I not given you a limited space, it was easy because you can write 1 here and write ONE. You can write 2 here and make TWO, isn't it? And you can write all the way till 99 and call it 99. And then you can just do a simple VLOOKUP and solve it. Isn't it, guys? Agree? But that you can't do because I give you limited space, only maybe 10 rows. So what you should do is, of course, write 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can just drag them till 9, and write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is an interesting question. 8, 9. Right? Then if I write 1 here, can you get 1 by doing a VLOOKUP? Is it easy? What will you do? Is equal to VLOOKUP. What should I write? VLOOKUP of which value? The number which is given to me, A1. And which table? The entire table. And which column? Second column. And false. If you do that, you will see that if you write 1, you will get 1 here. If you write 4, you will get 4 here. If you write 9, you will get 9 here. If you write 10, poof, doesn't work. It only works till 9, right? Yeah. So it works till 9. So let us keep 10 aside for this moment. Okay. Why? Because 10, 20 are part of same group. So let us do it from 11 to 19. So 11 to 19, you know the first letter digit is 1. The second letter is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, isn't it? Isn't it? So in place of 1, I'll write 11. In 2, I'll write 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. What did I do? I filtered. 18, 19. Right? Then what I can do is, if I say, if VLOOKUP, I say if this number A1, yeah, yeah, if A1 is less than 10, then do this VLOOKUP. Otherwise, do a different VLOOKUP. Which VLOOKUP? Other VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP of what? Saying this number, but this number will not work because I'll divide this number, whatever number is given, by 10 and take the remainder, isn't it? 11 divided by 10 will give you 1 remainder. 12 divided by 10 will give you 2 remainder, isn't it? So how to do it? You have to, instead of A1, you will write mod of A1 and 10. This will give you, if you enter 11, it will give you 1. If you enter 12, it will give you 2. Now I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can just do a, this is my table. Column index number is 3 and false. Do that, you'll see if you enter 11, 10 will not work. It will give you 11. Why? Because 11 divided by 10, remainder is 1. So it is looking for 1 and 11. So if you enter 12, you get 12. Because 12, mod of 12, 10 is 2, isn't it? So I'm searching by 2. And 2 is giving me 12. If you write 13, it will give you 13. And it will work. Right? Right, guys? Now, for 10, 20, 30, 40, you will write 1 is 10 and 2 is 20, 3 is 30, 4 is 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. Can you write a formula, guys, so that it works for all these numbers? Can you write or can you not write?
Yes, sir.
You'll write. So I don't have to show you. So then this VLOOKUP will work only for 11 to 19. Do you agree? Dividing by 10 and taking the remainder will only work with 11 to 19. So you have to mention clearly that if this which one, A1, which is a number, is between 11 and 19. So you will write, right, and this A1 is more than 10, and how much? There are two conditions, and A1 less than 20. Only then do this VLOOKUP. Otherwise, do something else. So I just write something else. This is how I write my formulas. So you see this. If you write 1, it will give you 1. If you write 5, it will give you 5. If you write 10, it will give you something else. That means I haven't yet written formula of something else, isn't it? It'll just give you something else. If you write 11, it will give you 11. If you write 19, it will give you 19. If you write 20, it will give you something else. That means write some different formula for those cases. So it will give you something else, right? Then I can tackle the something else. So now that I'm getting something else, I can do one thing. What can I do? What should I do? I can figure out, right? I can figure out this should be 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or whatever, isn't it? Yeah. So I can divide the entire number, and then so I can do this. So I think it's, oh my goodness, this is 4-2. Okay. So given this knowledge, guys, people who did not do it, can you try and do it in your houses, in your homes? So basically, the entire thing is done. If I give you a number like 95, you have to separate 95 into 9 and 5, right? And search for 9 and get 90 here. Search for 9, get 90, and search for 5, you'll get 5 here. So 5 is here, 90 is here. You'll have to separate them out and then join the two VLOOKUPs together by ampersand, which is text joining, right? So if you write that logic, whatever number you enter, it will give you the corresponding value. But you have to find out if number is between so and so, then do this. Number between so and so, then do this, and so on and so forth. So, and then you can write the entire formula, piece them together. Any number I give you, you can convert that into words, right? Right, guys? So I do not have to show you everything, but I gave you the entire logic of solving it. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's it from QT2 course, right? And that's it also from me, because most likely I'll not see you in the class anymore. Yeah, you can see me in the campus, but not in the class, isn't it? Unless you take my course in the second year, which most of you do not take. Why would you take after ITM and QT, isn't it? I mean, who would want to be a Kalidas and cut the same branch you're sitting on, isn't it? Yeah, very good. Yeah, I can feel that yes sir is with a lot of feeling, that yes sir, so soch bhi nahi sakte. Okay, so guys, thank you so much and all the best. I enjoyed teaching you guys, and I hope that you study well, do well in your career and your placements and everything. Yeah, and hope to see you in the campus. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Chalo.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're most welcome. Yeah, bye-bye.
Recording